What's up, all my funky people around the world? Everybody clap their hands like this. We got a hot one for you today, y'all. My New York brothers, my funk brothers from another mothership. Milo Z's in the house, along with my other road dog. Shyn, Digg, Shyn is in the house, yo. All right, we bringing you in like we used to. With the roll call, New York City, where you at? Pennsylvania, where you at? New Jersey, you heard? Where you at? Bmore, where you at? DC, where you at? Ohio, what's up, Bootsy? What's up, Patty? What's up, Brenda? North Carolina, South Chakalaka, Georgia, Maryland, where y'all at? What y'all up to? Are you funkin' on the one? I hope so. Funk from the front seat, 9 on the grind, TV. Every Saturday, we hitting you like this here. Special shout out anniversary to my dogs, Selena and John. I love y'all. All right, roll call, Florida, where you at? Oklahoma, where you at? I'm mad at you for beating my Knicks, but it's all right. I love you anyway. Detroit City, where you at? Indiana, where you at? Washington State, where you at? My peeps, Diana, and all the people on the other side. California, yeah, where you at? Around the world, clap your hands. Houston, Texas, what's up, ZFunk Da Vinci? I see you down there, Hector. We gonna land that mothership this summer, son. You know how we do. Virginia, my fam up in Virginia, where y'all at? We getting our groove on. Dawn Silver, y'all. Funkin' on the one. Let me get to the middle of the country. Where we at? Montana, where you at? I know I got a fan over there. I seen ya. New Orleans, where you at, Nola? I got you down there, bro. Louisiana, where you at? And mad peace and love. And to our peeps in Cali, going through the wildfires and everything. We got you. Las Vegas, where you at? Yeah, I got you, Nevada. Kentucky, what's up, my dog, Brent? I love you over there. How y'all doing? All right, you good, Joanne? I got you. All around the world, I need y'all to clap your hands like this. Let's go across the water. Ireland, Elizabeth, I got you, sweetie. Cocolino in Italy, thank you for playing my stuff. DJ Monica in Switzerland, thank you so much for humping it, putting it on and bumping that funk, that nappy funk. Tokyo, Young Hai say, yo, I got you. China, where you at? Japan, Germany, Dubai, Africa, I got you. The whole continent of Africa. Too many places to name. The motherland, the start of it all. We got you. Funkin' on the one, funk from the front seat. Yeah, we getting in the mood today. I'm feeling it today. Milo Z's in the house. My dog Shyn Digg is in the house. I love these brothers. We like family up in this piece today. I'm riding the funk in today. Funk from the front seat. Canada. And let's not forget my fellow brothers and sisters in Puerto Rico. Where you at, Dominican Republic? Jamaica, funk, where you at? All my brothers and sisters in Ukraine and over there in the war and things like that, we got you. Russia, I'm shouting you out, I'm putting you on blast. Where you at with the funk? You can feel the funk. DC, what's up? P-Funk Radio, I got you. Man, shouts out to my dog, Tony Cam. Congratulations, bro. Retirement is a sweet thing. Let's get that funk on. My producer today, Mr. Mark Lee. None other than the man behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it fast. Always first, never last, always sassy, and always classy. I love you, Mark. Funkin' is on the one. We're going to be bringing that funk to you today. My brothers from New York City are in the house. For those of you that got hit with that little winter weather down here in North Kakalaki, it's all good, bro. Just stay safe out there. If you got an anniversary today, we love you. Birthday today, we love you. If somebody transitioned, peace and love and harmony to you and your family. Let's get this show started. Without further ado, my producer, Mr. Mark Lee, is going to bring in my peeps, and we're going to make this happen. Let's do this. Put on my glasses so I can
Milo.
see what I'm looking at.
My brother. It's a family affair.
We're all using glasses, man. Oh,
I know, right?
Hold on.
It's a family affair. I like that.
I have to change computers for a second. Give me 1 second.
No worries, man. Turn up your volume a little bit. What's up, Milo? How you doing, bro?
Everything's everything, man. Just trying to stay warm in this cold New York City, and yeah.
What's it doing down there? Up there, rather.
Right now, it's not bad. Saturday, today it's I think it's above freezing. Let me see. Yeah, it's freezing, 32. But last week it was really like down in the 20s and stuff like that. Low 20s.
I know I was watching, bro. We got hit with a little yesterday. It's a little choppy, that little slushy ice stuff out there, but people here can't drive. So, but hopefully the main roads are good. I went out for 2 minutes this morning, you know. What's up, bro? So, we'll see what it was weird, right? Because they said that this weather moved from the East Coast to the West Coast across the middle of the country. I've never seen that before. You know, I've seen storms and I've seen parts of the country and whole parts of the East Coast or the mid, but they said it went coast to coast, but only in the middle of the country, which is crazy. You know, global warming or government officials or whatever, somebody mucking with the weather.
It must be the Jewish space lasers.
Yeah, Mark says climate change is real. I hear you, Mark. I believe you, bro. So what you been up to, Milo? For my audience, man, is just tuning in for the first time. Milo Z, the Milo Z band, Razzamofunk, and that old good stuff. Tell us a little bit about your thing and who you are and what you do.
Oh man, I'm just a New York City guy.
Hell yes.
Trying to maintain and keep doing my art. Keep doing my art, bringing my art.
Yeah.
You know, we do it because we want to do it, but we do it because we have to do it. Right?
Yeah.
We have to do it. We have this thing in us where we just have to do it. And if we don't do it, everything could be going great around us. You could be having a great relationship with somebody. You could be making a little bit of money. Things could be a sunny day, but if you're not doing your art, there's something inside that just don't feel right. Am I right about that? Shyn knows.
What's up, Shyn Digg?
Nothing else matters.
How you doing, brother?
Really.
Yeah,
I'm good, man. Nothing else matters. It is a bittersweet thing because it's you look around you and you know you have to survive and you have to do what's responsible. But whatever this thing that Milo and I and so many of us have, where we just feel the need to do it, it pulls us. And I, for one, I know at least 3 times in my life I tried to quit because I guess some kind of logic took over. It's like, man, this thing isn't working, but it falls back into my lap. And it's like, and the last time it did, I said to myself, all right, God, if this is your way of telling me that I'm not supposed to quit this thing, then I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it without expectation and just for the music itself. No record deal, no women, no nothing, just for the love of it. And I've actually gotten more work done than I ever did before that time.
Right.
You know, and it's just like, I have no idea. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you have no idea how it's going to end up. You know, you may never hit what may be considered this, I don't know, big thing, but it's like, it's more satisfying for me now to know that I'm just getting the work done. So if my lights were to go out, I'd tell you, I'd be cool. I'd like to live long enough for my family, but as for me alone, I feel like, you know what? I got so much in my head out.
Yep.
And that's what's important. You know?
Yo, Shyn, tell us a little bit about yourself for my audience, my first timers that don't know you.
Okay, so I love music more than anything in this world. You know, it's for me personally, just for a person standing alone. I was born in England. I was raised in Jamaica. Raised in my family, born Jamaicans. I didn't wake up till the Jackson 5 came along, and I knew what I wanted to do. And then I got into funk, discovered the Ohio players, Earth, Wind and Fire, Brothers Johnson. Everybody in the 70s was open to jazz funk by Herbie and all those guys. Moved to Miami, went to college here, music college, got into my first funk band. And left Miami, came to New York, and that's where things really started. It's like, this is where I need to be. And the first time my friend Johnny Allen took me down to the East Village, I was like, oh, this is where I belong. He took me into Nightingales. I didn't know that. I met Chucky, and I think the Worms. I don't know if you were playing that night. This is 84. This is like 1984, late 1984, maybe, but it was winter. I remember that.
Probably.
Yeah. So, but I remember Chucky, because Chucky, Milo would tell you, Chucky is a personality. You can't forget him.
Rolling
anyway,
Stone. Yep.
Yes. And
I want to get back to. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the East Village became my home, and for discovering who I was and being able to really, really practice music. And when I discovered the open jam situation, funny enough, no matter how much music I studied in school and everything, the open jam was a way of teaching you how to really play live within if you want to be complex, you have to learn how to be complex within a simple art form. Structure, yes. And it just took on from there.
Yeah, I want to get back to something that Milo mentioned earlier. We're hanging out with Shyn Digg and Dig Deep and Milo ZFunk band. When you said, Milo, like it's something that we have to do, and everything else around us will not seem right, even though it may be perfect in God's eyes. But if we ain't doing that thing, because when I finished my thing up in New York, I took 10 years away from it. Like what Digg said, I was like, man, I should just quit. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to quit. You know what I mean? I was just like fed up with the nonsense and, the backstabbing and how, it's very hard for brothers to really get in there. And, you see all this other stuff out there. You're like, man, so God put it in me. I started my family and all that other stuff. I got 2 daughters now 2016. But what Digg said about, like, there was a moment that hit me, and I was like, you know what? I'm a musician. F all of that stuff. I'm just going back and doing what I do. The Village, though, that was the birthplace. I didn't meet you guys until about 10 years later, because you guys were already established artists. You were already doing your thing. I was on Long Island. So when I got to the Village and saw you guys and saw Dig Deep and saw you guys doing your thing, and then I reached out to Milo many, many years later, I didn't even know you was the same cat until we started talking, So yeah, man. So you guys are New York road dog, street veteran pioneers, I call it. And I wrote down some things, but we're going to bounce around a little bit. We're going to get to your projects and play some videos and music, but I wanted to just try to set the scene here a little bit. What do you think was the turning point in New York City history? They started gentrifying and pulling out all the good music.
Zach, can you repeat maybe just the last 10 seconds? Because you fell out for a second.
You glitched.
So we didn't hear the whole question.
If we got dropouts, it's the weather over here because we got the snow. But what I was going to say is, where do you think the turning point was that made New York City decide, you know what, we're going to gentrify and start pulling all the funky stuff like CBGB's Wetlands away?
Oh, go ahead, Milo. You first.
What year or?
No, just in general. What was the mindset that New York City had that they decided, listen, we're going to do away with some of the best underground spots?
One word. Giuliani.
That's true.
Giuliani. That's true. In other words, he just came out with a new movie, Nosferatu, which I'm going to see. It looks really good. It looks really good.
What is it called?
Give it to the man. He's still around. Nosferatu got a new movie.
What is it called?
Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Dracula. Vampire. Yeah.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
Oh my God. Giuliani. So yeah, he enacted. I'm sure Shindig remembers. He enacted the cabaret. No, he brought back this old law, the cabaret law.
Yes.
Which said it was basically it was to hurt jazz musicians, primarily of color back in the day. If you had a big band, you were all right, like the Benny Goodmans or whatever. You had those big bands, you had these licenses and stuff, I guess. But the I'm not, totally sure of all the technical part. But the cabaret law, in essence, was a law that said you can have no more than 3 people on stage.
Wow. Yeah.
And no dancing. No dancing. Yeah. So any bar, Nightingales, Dan Lynch, whatever. So check it out. So they reenacted this law, this long dead law. Oh, and you know who got rid of it? You know who was the prime guy who was behind like repealing that law, Shyn?
Who?
Bernard Purdy.
Bernard Purdy?
Yep. Bernard Purdy. I
believe
so.
I had no idea.
So I remember going until Dan Lynch's when the cabaret law was in effect. And
what year are we talking about, Milo?
Huh?
What year approximately are we talking about?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the cabaret law came into effect. It had to be around 88, 89.
I remember, yes.
88, right. 89, because that's when it hurt. The Worms kind of broke up really from that. Mm-hmm. The Worms were a 7-piece band. And then we were playing Nightingales every night. And we had to, we broke it up. I'm sorry, every Friday and Saturday night. So we broke it up with Jono, Jerry, and me on drums playing on the Friday night. And then Simon, Jerry, and me playing on the Saturday night. So we both held those spots. Lucky I was a drummer because I was needed every night. But the horn players were out of luck, right? And I remember going to Dan Lynch's, and I think it was Bill Dicey, and it was still Charles Honeyboy Otis, Claude on bass, and Bill Dicey. And you remember that guitar player? Oh, what is it? John Spector?
Oh my God! Yes, I haven't heard his name.
Player, man.
I can't.
He had a twitch. He would play, and he had like a little twitch and stuff. You remember that too? Monster guitar player. I was like, wait a minute. I hear another guitar player who's killing it. Where is he? He was down in the basement. He had the amp on stage, but he was down in the basement because he couldn't have 4 people on stage.
Stairwell. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you. Let me just interject. I didn't know about Bernard Purdy, but I do remember the cabaret law because when I first came to New York, I didn't know if there was a restriction. I remember trying to get a band together, and we played Danceteria, we played one of the CBGBs, but it was a disaster. The band just wasn't together. Finally, when I met Freedom and I got the trip together, something had lifted. But I remember, like you said, going into Dan Lynch, and there was always someone down on the stairwell.
Stairwell.
Right. They couldn't be. But the minute it lifted, and it was great timing for me and Freedom, because it seemed there to be an explosion of bands. But I had no idea that it was somebody like Purdy had lifted it. But it allowed a lot of us to breathe, to live. Yeah. It's kind of like when MySpace came along. We just everybody had a website and had a way to put their music up. Yeah. So it was a great time. It was a really great time.
Because you know, that's around when I started coming through, and it was Izzy Bar, Red Lion, Lion's Den, the Elbow Room, CBGB's, and Wetlands.
Mondo Perso, right? Yeah.
So I was starting to find musicians, because I still haven't put together a band, but I was so hurt. I was like, this shit been happening and I don't fucking know about it. Because all you guys were so like fucking crazy talented, playing all your own shit and just crushing shit. And I was like, I was stuck on Long Island. But see, my mindset was, okay, I got to get to this major league here, you know. So when you guys, you know, was coming up in that era, tell me, you know, some of the favorite musicians that you wanted to inspire to kind of continue their thread.
You mean local cats?
Let me ask one question.
Okay. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Milo.
After the Cabaret Law, what year did the trip start?
We started. I met Freedom in '88, like around the summer of '88, and we kind of started like definitely by the first of '89. Definitely by the first of '89, we were in. Oh.
There you go. Right here. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still playing.
We started around. Thanks, man. But you know, I remastered it, man, and extended it. So you should get it offline.
I will. I'll check that.
Please. There are 14 songs on there. I remastered it.
Oh,
you know, nice. Because we weren't really happy with the mastering on that. So around between 2012 and 2016, I redid and remastered the whole thing.
Look at that.
Nice.
Now I can step, bro. And I've been able to step away from it.
You've been able to step away from it. Oh, I know that feeling. You know that feeling when you're like, man, I put it out, and people, I'm always curious. I'm always curious because I know how I feel. Like there'll be a song and I'll feel that I've got it. If somebody asks me, so are you satisfied with the way that song came out? If somebody wants to ask you that, and I'm going to ask you that about a specific song in a minute, but are you satisfied? And then you listen to it like it could be 10 years ago. You put it out and be like, I wish I would have rolled off a little bit of the low end of the bass drum. Just that, up the level of the lead vocal on the beginning of the third verse. It's like it's perfect, but just if I could go back. So I want to ask you,
which one?
A joint you put out not too long ago, which I thought was like, oh man, killer, one of your best, man. You had a female vocalist on it, and I believe the song is called "On the Roof," Up on the Roof.
Oh, Party on the Roof. Yeah.
Party on the Roof. Oh man, this jam, Zach. You know this jam. This jam, man.
Yeah. We might have it loaded.
I mean, it's straight out of. I think Shyn Digg, you know, after he passed away, must have broke into the vault at Paisley Park.
Paisley,
broke into the vault in Paisley Park and lifted the track. Man, this track is freaking hot, man.
Thanks,
so my question is, to me, that track is perfect. It's perfect length, the mix, the vocals, funk, everything about it. So I'm going to ask you,
is
there one thing or two things on that track? Are you like, okay, you can be 99% satisfied, right?
Yeah.
If we're 80%, if we're 85% satisfied, we did good.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, is there anything you would change just a little bit or whatever on that track?
All right, here's my mindset. And I got to tell you, and this applies to all material. And it's a lesson that I learned from the trip. I've had to learn to walk away.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. We all have to.
Let me say.
We all have to accept the fact we have to walk away, and it is what it is. But there is something on most of my tracks. There's one little thing. It could be a tiny little reverb and go ahead.
You know what? In all honesty, nothing.
Wow.
That's being honest.
Wow.
Nothing. Just
that's amazing.
Really thinking of it and just nothing.
Yeah, that track is perfect, man. That song is perfect.
Thanks, man.
It's so funky. It's really a hit, man. That's a hit. Yeah.
And you know how I know when my songs at least are done for me when I'm not wincing. You know, sometimes you listen to your material and if you go like, even if you know, like you just mentioned, Milo, even if you hear something 10 years later and you're still going, I make sure I'm not wincing. When I know I'm not wincing, I'm done with it, and then I can let it go.
Okay. Zach, same question for you. Same question for you, man. That last track, that I don't know if it's your last track, but the track you put out, really in the P-Funk vibe. What's it called? I can't think of the title right now.
The last one?
I think so.
The last one was Flag on the Funk.
Yes.
But the one before that was United We Stand.
No, I'm talking about United We Stand.
United We Stand, yeah.
Yeah. I love that track, man. It's definitely got the P-Funk vibe. Same question. I don't know how many years later it is now, 3 years, whatever. But listening to that track, is there any point in that song where in the mix where you do that wince that Shyn Digg is talking about, or is there just something? Yeah.
I swear to God, I can tell you exactly what it is. I only shared this with a couple.
This is what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah. I can tell you exactly what it is because when I formed that track out, I sent it to Andre LaSalle to do the guitar work on it, right? And it was so dope. He gave us like 3 tracks of just blood, man, right? So when we were putting it together, my guy, me and Mo, right? I was you ever have one of those nights where you just go in and you feel good enough to record, but your energy is like distracted a little bit by some life shit, but you still got to, do it. So when we mixed it down, I think he came out on so much fire. I should have pulled back on the fire a little bit because at the end when he was finishing the refrain and then he starts his guitar solo, that was actually something that was supposed to be in the middle, but I was on such a rage about something, right? I was like, you know what, Funky, let him come out on fire, because I was thinking sometimes, Ernie Isley, when he plays something, and sometimes certain songs, he doesn't wait. He just goes. Right? I was in that mode. And had I had it to do over, Milo, I definitely would have let him wait till almost halfway the middle, But other than
you're talking about the guitar solo specifically.
Yeah, in the long version, yes, the guitar solo specifically, yes.
So not coming out version. So not coming out as burning right from the top.
Yeah. Because
but something, Milo,
version. I'm saying in our 8-minute version, we just let them burn. So I started the fire too early. But it's cool.
Something, Milo. My answer would apply to the Plaid album.
Okay.
I was wincing all over the place because even when we did it in the 90s, I think I can safely say from about 98, because we started working on a follow-up album and we swore that it was going to be better and all this kind of stuff. We went into the studio, we worked on it, we never got it done, right? I didn't listen to the Plaid album from approximately 98, probably through to about 2012 or 13. Never listened to it. And it fell back in my lap. And I started redoing and re-EQing and everything. And everything just seemed to come together of getting material together. Now, when I listen to the album, I'm not wincing at all. But before, oh my God, I was ready to just okay, that was a time in my life. I'm glad people liked it. I'm glad it had its place. It did what it did. but now I can like leave it alone with a smile.
That's cool. Yeah.
Two things I want to add real quick. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is important.
No.
I definitely want to get to both of your stuff, your collaboration. But what I was gonna say is, when I first came and met you guys, I looked up to you guys as like you were my stars. I just want you to know that. Number one. Number two, just to see the joy on your faces that y'all are talking to each other now completely makes my day. And then number three, to Milo's point, Mark, go ahead and run up on the roof joint so we can get that off our head and get on to their new stuff.
That's the jam. Play it. Oh man.
Thank you, sir.
That track is fire, fire, fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Yo, when I first heard
Milo,
that track, I no lie, I played it like 5 times in a row. I was
wow.
I was with Tamara. I played it for her. She dug it, and I just played it over and over. I was like, whoa.
Wow, thank you, man.
Man,
like my dog said, that's a hit now, bro.
That's a freaking hit. Anytime, man.
Yes.
I don't know.
You want to hear a secret?
Yeah.
You want to hear a little secret?
Yes.
That was supposed to be on the Plaid album.
Wow. Well, hey,
But we ran out of time to record. We ran out of time. Yeah.
I don't remember that song. I don't remember that song from your set though back then.
It was towards the end because I remember Angie Kisma telling me, she's like, Shyn, I don't have enough songs with Lee. And I said, all right, I'll start writing some for you. So I wrote that one and we went to the studio. This was just before we went to Europe. And we needed to, our time was tight. And Mr. Thing put us in the studio. So we're laying all the tracks. And then he's like, listen, we don't have time. We can't record that one. So we had to just let it go. So I'm glad you guys still like it.
Hey. Well, I think it worked out the right way because who knows? Like the song is fire, but the production is fire. Everything, the sounds are fire, and it probably wouldn't have been the same sound back then.
Probably not. Yeah.
So you got it right now.
I'm glad you like it, man. Thank you. Yes.
Question. Are you it's out? I know it's out on streaming platforms. Do you know about this? Do you know about this company Submit Hub?
No.
I got to talk to you about it. Submit Hub is one of my guitar players turned me on it. It's pretty cool program. You upload your song, and basically then it gives you a list of playlisters. Bloggers, this and that, depending on what you want. So I've been using it lately, and I've got my Spotify streams up now. It's all bullshit because we ain't gonna make this with getting millions of streams. But it's nice to have your music heard. So I've been uploading songs, like even older songs lately, to Submit Hub, and then what it would do, they give you a list of. You describe the track. They even have an AI where you can have the AI listen to your track and tell you what it is. It's 45%, 20% R&B. This is and then it suggests playlisters. Like we think it would be good for Vibey Curator. We because they're more in your vein. Whatever your track is, you can describe it. So it will give you a list of, I don't know, a bunch of playlisters, and you can decide if you want to submit it to them. Now, to submit it to them, it's usually like between 1 and 4 points, which is basically between $1 and $4, right? So I will submit. I just started submitting my song on Fire Baby, and And I submitted to this. Look, we're going for old school funk, this curator and stuff like that. And some of these curators have 20,000 monthly listeners or this and that. So if it gets into rotation, your numbers go up and you get more listeners and your Spotify streams go up. If you care about that,
please send that to me. Yes,
it's getting your music out there, and that track, man. And you can start with one track. It's actually good to start with a couple of tracks because you never know which one is going to hit. Now, I think that one is going to hit. Now, my guitar player, he told me about it, and he said he submitted some. He's from Canada. He submitted it a track, and it got like 200,000 plays.
What?
So I never got that much, but it can up your numbers, and it's also fun to watch if you go into your Spotify account and your artist Spotify account. You can it breaks down all the numbers, what playlists are playing your songs and stuff like that. That song is really, I think, a good candidate to push.
Thank you, man. Thanks.
I also put it in the private chat, the link in the private chat for y'all. I got it on the bottom.
Oh, okay, great.
It's called Submit Hub. Yep.
Yeah, I got you covered. Yo, that's good to know because I didn't even know about that. So again, this is a very learning opportunity, man, to connect and share music and share ideas, and also to just express gratitude. That was my word of the week last week. Every week I come up with a word of the week, man, and this on this particular show, today's word has to be family, because y'all are vibing like it does my heart good to see that and to know when because I only follow certain people on social media, so I'm always following you guys. And when I saw that you put out something like, yeah, we're gonna be collaborating together, automatically God said, listen, they both have to be at the same time on the podcast.
he has this song. He has this song that has stayed with me.
So thank you.
That has stayed with me from the time that I heard it. And that was years ago. Because I used to go and see Milo play. I think we played some shows together. And I remember the first time I saw Milo, I used to see his name in the Village Voice.
Village Voice.
Milo and Stepping Out. Was that your first?
Yep.
First band name? Yeah. So I used to see Sophia's Toy. And this was before I got heavy into it, And then the first time I actually saw him play, the trip at a rehearsal, and then my lead singer and I, Milo knows who she is. She wanted to come down and see him.
That was at the Cat Club.
It was. Oh. Well, yes, at the Cat Club. But the first time I came to see you, she. Can I call her name? Or should I
Yeah.
Alice was my lead singer. And we went down to, you were playing at Mondocane. No, Monteperso. You're playing at Monteperso. And she said, can you come with me? I want to go see this guy play. I said, sure, because we used to hang out. After rehearsal. I mean, stay up all hours of the night, just doing stuff. As the first time I saw Milo, I was like, wow, this cat. I don't remember who was playing with him, but I remember Milo. And that was my introduction to him. And I saw him consistently. And I was just talking about you, Milo. I'll tell you this, Zach. The one story I have where it's not that I didn't always admire him, but it went levels high. His band quit on him in the mid-90s on a gig. He was getting ready to play Tramps, I think that night. And he said, yo, Shyn, you know anybody?
I was opening up for El DeBarge.
Yes, because I remember speaking to El downstairs. So he called me and went through my book, and I said, well, I know this guy Dinosaur, and maybe I suggested one other person. So I went down to the show that night. I'm wondering how this thing is going to turn out. Milo turned out the whole show, had a full band. The old band is standing on the side. I'm looking at them from my left side.
Crazy.
I don't know if they were standing there thinking like, well, this is a standoff. Milo, and I was like, wow, he pulled it off. And it was, to me, it seemed flawless. But the fact that you didn't let, band members intimidate you, right. I was like, whoa, I never ever forgot that. It's one of my better stories that I love to tell people. Wow. That you just gotta, however you need to do it. Some of us just need to keep going, and it's a situation like that when you're presented. That
mentality.
Yeah. And the thing is that you don't want to face something like that, but if you do, some of us are not going to break. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm doing it. So that's one of my better New York stories.
Thank
you, I was like, oh, Milo's
I love man. That. That's what's up.
I'll give you a little more info on it. So what was the guy? Steve Weissman was the guy who booked Tramps, right? And
yes,
we had that gig. We had that gig opening up for El DeBarge on the books.
Right.
Steve called me up and said, I heard that your band quit on you or something like that. You don't have a band. He's like, well, look, man, I just want to let you know. Wait a minute. How did it go? It was something like, I need an opening band, and your band said they can do it, so I'm going to have them. I said, no, you are not using my name. Okay. Not using my name. So I said, I got a band, man. He was like, what? You got a band? You already got another band? I was like, yes, I got a band. I didn't have a band. I didn't have a band, but they weren't going to. They started doing freaking gigs. Oh, this is old history. Milo
wow.
Z, Milo Z, some shit. Anyway, so Steve, I said, I got a band. I'm gonna show up. I'm opening up for El DeBarge. You help me out, Dinosaur, and this and that. And then Steve got back to me and he said, okay, but I'm just letting you know the other band's gonna be there in case you don't show. He thought I was bullshit.
Oh,
he thought I was bullshit. So motherfuckers are standing around like, let's see what he's gonna do. Let's see what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Showed up and you know, in all honesty, you know, we were okay. These guys hadn't been working with me for that long, you know. That we not long at all. They didn't know the shit.
Right.
I said, okay, this song is in D. You know. I think it was Deji Coker maybe was on the band. Dinosaur.
That's possible. Yeah. Dinosaur was on guitar.
Joe is still with me.
Yes.
And
Joe was a mainstay.
And I think maybe Todd Snare came back and hit with me.
Okay.
You know? And you can't go wrong with Todd Snare. He's half the show, man.
No.
Back in the days.
Yeah, he was
on the jump. Man. So they were waiting around, but truthfully, you know, the good thing was it wasn't really my crowd for the most part. It was El DeBarge crowd.
Yeah.
So they didn't know what my level was a couple of weeks ago with the old band.
Yeah.
So it was brand new to them. So
I think your determination.
Yeah.
Your determination overshadowed.
Yeah.
Anything else that I couldn't see or hear anything else. I was like, wow, he did it.
Man.
And that was just like, that was something to admire and to aspire to.
I appreciate that.
You know,
that whole time was a rough time, and afterwards, that was a rough time. Truthfully, I wanted to take a break. We talked about taking a break. I wanted to take a break. I lost my record deal. The band mutinied. I wanted to take a break, and I needed to take a break. But it was
you know what, Milo? One thing I do remember is that you and the keyboard player were best friends, and you were really hurt by him, by what he had done. Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't best friends, but he lived in my damn house. He was like my roommate.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean,
but I remember you were really hurt by that, and I mean, it's like you don't want anybody stabbing you in your heart, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
I almost knocked that
anyway, I just wanted to tell that story.
I almost knocked that motherfucker out. Joe got in between us, and anyway, that's all. I wanted to take a break, but it was those motherfuckers that kept me going. Truthfully, I might have taken a break, and then you take that break, and the break gets longer, and the break gets longer, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm so far away from it. They kept me going. So thank them forever, and I got no ill will to them. They're not even a thought, you know. But I don't have no.
Right.
That shit is like ancient history, you know. So
it's a New York story.
That's why Funk for the Front Seat exclusive. Thank you, Cindy, for tuning in. You get exclusives here that you ain't gonna get nowhere else. That's why I keep doing it, documenting history, having people like yourselves on. Because you guys, you notice I'm just sitting back like I'm like a fan right now. Because I tell you, like I'll tell you, and then I'm gonna get to one of Milo's vids, and then we're gonna start talking about stuff on the other side. But Milo, I used to see, and I was like, because my name is Zach. So I was like, who is this motherfucker got a Z at the end of his name? You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't very many Zachs. So, I didn't know what the Z was, right? And I never wanted to really approach you when you was doing your thing. Because like I said, I was always awe-inspired, just like, I just know these guys got their own thing. I'm not in that circle yet. Not quite. I was hanging out with Craig Ajamo and Pearl and all of them. So I was getting there, but I wasn't. It took me like a whole season to really, I can be comfortable, that kind of thing, And this is way before I even put the band together. And Digg, I always tell him this story. When I went to Wetlands and saw him, and I was so freaked out because they was playing the song, and then he turned, and I always tell the story. He was like this, and he was jamming so hard, right? Like playing like that. And then he was one-handing it like that, and he brought it back up. And I said, who is this motherfucker, right? This is why I was pissed. I was like, all this shit been going on, and I'm not a part of it. It's like General Patton when he said, a whole world at war, and I'm not a part of it, right? So you guys inspired me like you wouldn't believe, and I remember vividly. That's why, Digg, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I'm going to always tell that story to the day I die, because I had never felt something like that. Because what you did, whatever, and I was like, oh, dig deep. This boy is digging, literally. So
did you say I had a glass of wine or something?
Huh?
Did you say I had a glass of wine? You said I had a glass of wine or something? Oh, okay.
No, you was just playing the bass like that, and you did it with one hand. That's how you the way you was positioned. I was like, because I play bass, I was like, I can even hold it like that. Right? And you was just grooving so freaking hard. It just completely messed me up. And, of course, your band was tight. Your songs were great. They were songs I never heard of because it was all your own material. So both of you guys inspired me. Milo, Mark, run that thing, man. We get ready to run one of these tracks, man, that you sent. Then on the other side, do a quick commercial and come back with your newest collaborations. And we got plenty of time. Hang out with us. Thank you for tuning in. Funk from the Front Seat every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get brothers like this. Go ahead, Mark.
Sound so hip, but this time we ain't fall for it. You a trick and you ain't it. Trick, there you go and talk it that wall, please. 10 feet, 20 feet, 100 feet tall. You might fool some, but you can't fool all. Won't fool all, you think small. Trick, when you talk about them, you talk about me. Cause this ain't just your country. And we all a family, humanity, but he can't see. No. Yeah. You got to go, got to go. Trick. Now I'm so tired of seeing your face, spinning your lies all over the place. Your big ass is taking up space. Too much space, such a waste. Check. For the people is my name. So you go ahead, play your game. But there's resistance you can't tame. You won't tame such a lame. Check. And I can't wait to celebrate when you succumb to your fate. Cause surely love will conquer hate. Conquer hate. We can't wait. Come on. Got to go, got to go. All right. But you're going out of style. You and that big orange smile in a while. Crocodiles, trick. And I don't even need a gun. So don't you try to sell me one. Cause the fear I won't succumb. I won't run, I got none. Trick. And all that money is a lie. How many billions? Cause you just can't stop the tide. So better call your alibi. Say bye-bye, now go high, goodbye. Got to go, got to go. Come on, yeah. So corny. Got to go, got to go. I don't care. orange people. Here we go. I don't dig orange people. Let me hear you. That's right. I don't dig orange people. Yeah, I don't dig orange people. We don't dig orange people. Come on, play a chorus. Dig orange people. Dig orange people.
Crazy times out there. It's wild. I don't know. We pour the fuel on the fire, 'cause it's all part of the game. The rhetoric's getting higher, but we won't take any blame. Here come the zombies to riot. My God, what have we done? While we just sitting here quiet, they all collecting their guns. You better run. Stand up, stand up, stand up, now it's a fight. Stand up, stand up, stand up, here comes the night. Here comes. Coming to get you. The politics are decided, so we don't speak anymore. The powder keg is ignited. They talking about civil war. But can we pause for a minute before we all lose our minds? You best be sure you committed. Might be your ass on the line this time. Stand up, stand up, stand up, now it's a fight. Stand up, stand up, stand up, here comes the night. Here comes. Coming to get you.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Hey, Milo,
yeah. My God.
On the end of that track, did you say, I don't even drink orange juice anymore?
I did.
That's one of my favorites. I had to.
Wow.
I do a disclaimer at the beginning. These are our opinions and how we feel, so y'all ain't got to worry about being too. That's why
those are great tracks, man.
Yeah.
Who's the girl on the end, singing on the end? Who's the girl singing on the end?
On stand up?
Yeah. Who's that?
Somebody you know.
I should have known.
Somebody you know.
I should have known. I forgot. Yeah, I should have known. Wow.
Trey Danya,
man.
Was she able to be here today? Was she able to get here today?
She couldn't join us. But
shout out when you watch it later.
Shout out Lady Trey. I was talking with her, and you produced some stuff for her, right, Shyn? Back in the day, or you had some?
No, she was playing with a group called Sample This, as you know,
right?
With Anton, and Anton was trying to produce us.
Okay.
As far as I know, but I didn't produce anything on her.
Oh,
I thought she was great.
Yeah,
I thought she was wonderful. I kind of liked her too. It just didn't happen. I didn't want to tell her. I was messing around too much. But yeah, I had a crush on her back then, man. I was like, wow, what the hell is this?
I gotta say, what happens in the 90s and 80s stays in the 90s and 80s.
Stays in the 90s and 80s.
I'm sure books could be written.
Oh, double space.
Yeah, no, I've had the fortune to do some stuff with her. That recording.
Mm-hmm.
So that we got this one, Ghetto Beatdown, is going to come out this year.
Yeah,
that's another track. I think Zach has heard it.
Yeah.
It's basically put the guns down. If you got to settle it, knuckle up, settle it, and then you both walk away. That's the gist of the song. And
but she's a great addition to the band. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, she's great, man. Great vibe, great personality, great voice, great presence, everything.
I just want to say let me get into before we get into this. But I was gonna say when I started thinking about all the stuff that you guys been through as bands and people coming in, such as myself, whatever. I think we should figure out some kind of way to do a documentary on that era with everybody that was involved.
Yeah.
Because I got into the BRC, the Black Rock Coalition, and then I kind of, credit Jamu. So then, but like I said, it was the end, but I was good in there long enough to really get the grit of it. And that's why I still do it now. So it's like, I think somehow we got to put that to the universe and ask God and see what's out there, because definitely you guys are welcome to take this footage, do whatever you want. I never want a penny for it. But there has to be some kind of documentation, because you guys are linked together, in an era that was not always the kindest to brothers. You know what I'm saying? When it came to getting stuff done. Even though New York was New York, you still had to be a little bit better, just a little extra. And then, of course, in the underground places, it was always like, hey, you just rule this, because it was just about the vibe. But because you guys played in such prestigious places, I know when we, for a second, did the WBLS thing, the 98.7 KISS thing at La Bar Bat, that was like a big step up for us, because the place, La Bar Bat, it's like, hey, that's La Bar Bat, and you with the BLS band.
Oh my God, I remember that.
We opened up for them on the 98.7 KISS band, rather. But I remember thinking, like, wow, it took so long to really to get right to this spot. but it was cool.
Yeah.
Don't get me. But the politics of it. That's why I say you brothers are worth your weight in gold. I kid you not. I give you the woo sign, bro. You because you still doing it and you still got music out here, and people like myself and all your fans that you've developed in your live shows, you've changed so many lives, man. That's huge. That's like stratosphere huge. The lives you guys have touched.
Thanks,
and my audience needs to recognize this. And I want people to understand you guys are history. You're Black history. No matter what you're mixed with, you're Black men. You are history. And that's very important when we get, say, on the back nine of our careers. You know what I'm saying? Very, very important, because people need to know where it came from.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to always have you, man. Always have you, no matter
I'll
what.
tell you,
dogs. That's why I'm thinking, how we gonna do something together? How can we all be in the same spot at live?
Well, I hope Milo.
I want
Milo to send me that song. Number one, do it up. Please send that to me.
Yeah, I will. I gotta get that. I was digging through.
That's the collaboration.
Yeah.
No. It's a song that I've loved that he played. I love that song, and I've been asking him for a long time to put it on an album.
Yeah.
Put it out.
I'm gonna well, first I'm going to get that whole CD, that whole album. I'm gonna get it somehow so I can get it released digitally, because it never was.
Okay.
Back in the days, there was no digital, right? It was just CDs and stuff. So I'm gonna get that out, because I need it's my music, and I need to get my music out there.
There you go. It's got to live.
It's got to be out there. That's a testament that I was here and I existed and I scratched on the cave wall. So
that's exactly the way I look at it.
Exactly.
And it goes back to the way what Milo opened with that. You have to do it.
Right.
And this is what it is. It's your signature.
Yep.
That you were here, and thank God for the internet that it holds it. It's a pyramid.
That's
it's a total pyramid, and it's going to be it's going to be there all the time. So no matter what, it will be there.
That's right,
and that's why I put it out. And I'm not concerned about record companies and stuff like that. I'm concerned about the music living. For me, that's the achievement. Is to finish the song or finish the album and put it out. Because when you put out an album, it's like putting out a book.
Yes.
It's done.
Yes.
And it helps me to move on to the next thing. I don't get hung up on something like my first album. I haven't listened to it in probably 10 years. I don't have to, because it's done. It's there for everybody else.
That's right.
I'm concerned about what's coming up next. And I have no idea how long I'm going to live. So I just got to keep, my first goal is to have at least 10 albums in my lifetime. But after that, I'm just recording till whatever.
Yep. So that song, like I said, I'm gonna get that album and I'm gonna put it out digitally. I'm gonna get you that song. I was digging through CDs. I didn't even have a freaking copy of the whole CD. I just found a promo CD that has Get On Up. It has Get On Up, Change, and Do It Up. But you know what? It's an edited version. It's not the whole version. It's like they did some like edit to put it out for promo or something. So I got to get the whole version to send you. Not this, but I will get it. And then I'd love for your interpretation on that song. And if you want to do the vocals, great. If you want me to do vocals, great. You want Zach?
I want you to do the vocals. I'll do backup.
Okay, but and that's cool. We're gonna definitely do that. But truthfully, that's cool. That's beautiful. That's old, and we're gonna make it new. But I would love to work on something brand new.
That'd be great.
We haven't done that. We talked about it, and Zach, love you to be a part of it. You had that P-Funk vibe. The three of us on a track, man. I mean, that would be epic, man. Can we do that?
Done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like, if you got a groove, you got a part, and you got a this and that, just send me. And don't. What I would ask, and you can make your suggestions. Like, this is what I hear you do here. Can you put a rap here or this and that? Yes, you can make the suggestions, but also let me just come up with another thing totally than your suggestion. Because that's
like I said before, this is why I've learned to let go.
Yeah.
I've learned to let go. Take my hands off. And that's why the music, you got to let the music go at some point or let the person go.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't deal with that kind of stress.
I don't even need to catch a pass. I could be a lineman on the track.
That's right.
I don't care what y'all do. If I'm on it, you say do this, I'm so down with that.
Let's do it. The trifecta. Yeah, the three of us. That would be a dope track, man. So
at this point, I'm more concerned right now with just being able to hook up with people, because our society has kept us so isolated for so long. It's like we forgot what it's like to get together. And that's why the 90s is probably the best time. And I'll just say it as a single guy, because I don't want it to sound like I don't appreciate my family. But as a single guy and a guy trying to do it in New York, the 90s, I can't think of a better time in my life. It's like music was all the time, and you were always seeing great people. I didn't have to go see famous people. Great musicians were right in my neighborhood.
Yep.
And you could walk from one club to another and see someone. You know, go from Canal, what's that New Music Cafe, cross over to Wetlands, go up to Gonzales, go up to, all the way up to China Club if you wanted. But you could go anywhere. Yeah, there were just, and if you looked in the Village Voice, you just saw tons of bands playing.
Yeah.
And it was just great to be a part of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a very special time, man. It was like, I always said that,
it was a great time. Great time musically. Hip hop was, they call it the golden era. I thought it was the best then. It was really, there was an energy. That it was like,
the thing that I take away from that era, and the day we're hanging out with two of New York's legends, Milo Z, the Milo Z band, and Digg Deep, Shyn Digg of Digg Deep. You know what I take away from that? It's like, just like Digg just said, man, being there, and like you said, Milo, that energy, but there was no hate, because I try to get that through guys' heads down here, they just don't get it, man. This is why I miss y'all, man. There was no hate, because if you had something and say you got double booked, you would call your friend, be like, yo, your band working tonight? Because I got double booked. Go call this person.
Yeah.
Or you needed a sub, and you'd be like, yo, Milo, man, y'all working tonight? You'd be like, nah, we're not working until like 1 o'clock in the morning. Yo, Digg, Shyn be like, yo, I got an 8 o'clock thing, man. Can I use this or that? You know what I'm saying? It was such a sharing kind of environment. And Cats, and even though there were rivalries and everybody was intense with their thing, I just remember, like Cats be like, I see them with this, and I'm like, oh, so you kind of move around a little bit, because it was just like that. People wanted to help people. They wanted to be kind. They wanted to give you an experience, because the Village itself, like y'all said in that era, was the experience. We were just components in it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes New York City so great.
Yeah.
Somebody's phone ringing.
It felt so good. It didn't think it would end.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would end.
Yeah.
That's how comfortable I felt. And the first person who told me that live music was dying was this cat that I used to tour with for a little bit called Mr. Thing. And he told me, and I was like, you're out of your mind. It's not. But we could slowly see it going. And I didn't want to believe it. But definitely by 98, you knew something was going on. And then when places started to close, and then recording studios started to close, and when Wetlands closed, it closed because of the Twin Towers. But it was
9/11,
it was a cap. It was like, all right, that's it. It's over. There's a new period starting. And I got to tell you, when 2000 came around and the trip ended, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life because the schedule that I was used to had gone. I wasn't rehearsing 3 times a week. I wasn't playing on the weekends. And I just had all this time on my hands. And then I started looking for like a new day job and trying to get into computers. And it was just staring at me like, this is not you. What are you doing? What are you forcing here? But one part of your mind says, you got to work and pay your bills. And the other part is saying, you got to find the thing that you love. But the thing that you love is so intangible and it's not guaranteed that you can't, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to swim or run. I don't know what the hell to do. It's a very confusing time. And that's why I had to go back into it blindly, just like, you know what, just for the love of it. No record company shit, none of this, just get the music done.
Yeah.
And it took time. And now that I look back and I see what I've, been able to do, it only matters to me.
That's right.
Because it's subjected to everyone.
That's right.
But for me, it's my accomplishment. Yes. And that's what makes me feel good. That's what makes me get along with my kids and my wife and not take anything out on them because I'm not harboring anything.
That's right. I'm going to bring up a song that hits right on the head of what you're talking about. And it's another Shyn Digg original, Changes.
Yes.
That's another one of my favorite joints, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorite joints.
Yeah. His brother can write some songs.
It hits what you're saying right on the head right there.
Yeah.
Yo, we hanging out with Milo Z and Shyn Digg, man. And Milo, we want to run this one for you. Mark, you got that queued up, bro? We're having a good time today. Everybody's chill, relax. Max, thank you for tuning in. Cindy, mad shouts out to you. Yeah, man. So go ahead, Mark. Yeah, we're ready. But
what's happening? Where's everybody going? Seems like everybody's fleeing New York. Let me hit up my boy Frank, see what's happening.
Somebody calling me? Yeah, what's up, Milo?
Hey, man. What's happening? Do me a favor, come pick me up. Meet me at the spot. Seems like everybody's fleeing New York. I want to know what's going on.
Cool, I'll come.
All right. Peace. What's up, man? Y'all ready?
You ready?
You late?
Let's go.
Fire! Say New York City is burning, and they running from us. Fire! Yeah, my city is hurting. Where's the loving? Ain't no loving, none for us. So New York City is burning, and they running from us. Fire! Yeah, my city is hurting. Where's the loving? Ain't no loving, none for us. I hear some people say, damn, I need a holiday. I need to fly away, 'cause New York has had a stay. Now I'm home. The city's still my home. Does anybody know just what is going on? Yeah, fire. New York City's burning.
just hold the ground. Before you gonna cast the doubt, before you gonna run your mouth, find out what it's all about. Don't never count us out, no. New York City is burning, and they running from us. Fire! Yeah, my city is hurting, with the loving, ain't no loving, none for us. Ain't nobody coming for us. Who the hell are we gonna trust? Maybe just been not enough. White counties on the top. Just talk that shit, but you know we ain't hearing it. So go ahead and fly away. New York will be okay. Yeah. New York City is burning, and they running from us. Fire! Yeah, my city is hurting. There's a loving, ain't no loving, none for us. But you know you won't be going too far. Yeah, you know you won't be going too far. Cause you know it's still a piece of your heart. Yeah, you know it's still a piece of your heart. But you know you won't be going too far. Yeah, you know you won't be going too far. Cause you know it's still a piece of your heart. Yeah, New York is still a piece of your heart. But you know you won't be going too far. Yeah, you know you won't be going too far. Cause you know it's still a piece of your heart. Yeah, you know it's still a piece of your heart. You know you won't be going too far. Yeah, you know you won't be going too far. Still a piece of your heart. Yeah, New York still a piece of your heart. New York City.
Let me say something before we start. Let me just say something. That is a prime example of what Milo brought up, of just like people who do it. You have to do it. You don't do it today and say, well, I'll take some time off, or I'm going to play wedding gigs. I make $700. That doesn't matter. This means that it's always up here. That's the only way that you achieve something like that. The other two songs that you did, the video, that takes time and energy, but it takes love and want. And just, there's some of the word for whatever it is that just makes you get up and do it. I can't even say it like it's like breathing, because with breathing, you need oxygen. With music, you just do it. You just have to do it.
Have to do it.
And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of energy. So that's what it takes. That's how deep the music is for a lot of us. You know, I used to tell people, my friends and I used to say, man, Milo, it's like the James Brown of all of us. He outlasted all of us. He just kept going. And that was like 15 years ago. He just kept going. The scene died. Everybody died. And Milo just kept going. I was like, man, I wish I had the energy, you know, but it was hard. All I could do was pick what I wanted to do and keep that going. So kudos to you, Milo.
Hey, man. Thanks, man. Hey, and shout out to Franco Casio. That was Franco Casio on guitar from The Authority.
Yes, I wanted to mention that too, from The Authority. Authority is another band that was big back then.
Shout out to The Authority. Well, that was Frank. That was my boy Frank. And that's a perfect example. This was during like 2021, like right in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, and I remember seeing it.
And me and Frank were just on the phone, and it was like, we got to do something together. We got to do something together. This was all done remotely. Like, he went into the studio. He had a groove. he went to the studio, laid down that groove, and then I was like, that's cool, but I don't think I didn't like the drums on it. So I said, can I get my guy involved? And I got my boy Ricardo, the drummer, on there, and he laid the groove on that, and he did that from his home studio. I did my vocals. I got a trick, man. I did my vocals singing into my phone, playing the track through the computer with the headphones, and then singing it into the memo, and then counting off, and then having his guy, the producer or whatever, pull it together in the right spots and everything, and then I sang the harmonies and stuff. I did that recently with another track with some producer who got in touch with me, and I didn't really know this guy, so he'd been hitting me up for years, so I tried it and it came out well. But that's a perfect example, like, of just like you have to do something, man. Like
you find a way, and you find a way.
Nothing's going on. There was no gigs. You know, people were keeping their distance. We had to do something. And the song is about, you know, people fleeing New York. New York City's burning. Basically, the COVID scare. You know, so but the New Yorkers are going to keep. You know, they're gonna hold it down. But
you know, a lot of people tend to think that music is some kind of hobby for people, and they don't realize the energy and the life experience that it takes to put into something, into a song, that your mind is always working. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have felt this way, and I try to tell other friends, because I've known so many people who will start a project and won't finish it. And I try to encourage them and say, listen, you'll feel better if you finish it. Just finish the project, you know. And they'll be like, well, it doesn't feel right. I said, listen, there are days I can't stand my own material. I don't know why, but I know that I have to wait till the day comes when I like it again. You know what I mean? It's just moods. We're musicians. We're artists. We go through these moods. It's like sometimes you might not like your significant other on that day. It's never always constant. And you just can't give up on your material because you feel a certain way. Finish the damn thing and move on.
Finish the damn thing. You're right. Finish the damn thing. And you know, we all battle freaking highs and lows. I definitely do. I get, you know, I get down. But the thing
depression is a central thing. That a lot of us go through, you know.
And what helps me the most is working on something. And we do it because we have to. And like I said right in the beginning, we do it because we have to, and we're artists. And you brought up a good point. Okay, go do the wedding gig, make that money. That's great and stuff. But look, to me right here, I'm talking to artists right now. I'm talking to artists, musicians, artists, great people. Now, there's a lot of great musicians. There's great musicians. There's great singers. There's great performers. And the industry calls a great singer an artist. My artist, Mariah Carey, you know, like they call a bunch of people artists. Mariah Carey, who
Taylor Swift,
all of them. They're great artists. They may be great stars. They may be popular. They may be great singers. Why can't I think of the greatest love of all? Who's that? Whitney Houston.
Oh, Whitney Houston.
Great voice. You know, they call them artists. I take issue with that. They're not artists. I'm talking to artists right here. Artists creates their own art. You can be blessed with a wonderful, amazing voice, and the record companies or the industry, oh, my artist has sold this and that and that. Your talent sold this or that and that. They are not.
I see what you're saying. Your talent.
You could be a vocalist, a great vocalist, and something you do is so original in your vocal style. That can make you an artist because you're doing something that nobody else is doing. But that's very rare. That's very rare.
True.
You're more like a virtuoso. Because the artist is your ear, and there's lots of talents out there. But we know lots of great musicians. We work with them. We know them, but they're not. you're not an artist unless you're creating something of your own.
Yeah.
You're writing something of your own.
True.
You're producing something of your own. You know, that's the difference between me and them. So, you know, make the money and stuff like that, but that's what we're talking about, leaving behind. We're leaving it behind us. We're leaving it behind who we were.
Nothing but us. That's
who we are, who we were.
You know, Boosie always says, that's why, you know, the people that he respects, whatever, and I'm like a Club Funk ambassador. Every now and then I'll chat him up, but he'll be like, you know, funk is, and music and art is making something out of nothing. Like when you wake up in the morning or you have that dream at night and you scrabble down something in your sleep, then you, Milo, or you, Digg, get up and be like, all right, I said XYZ, and automatically the musicians in your head start working on it. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it, and then you can just map it out. However, you know, everybody got their own way to do that. And that's that part is sometimes why I get personally frustrated with a lot of the musicians in this era here. And it's only because, not that they're not talented, but they don't be pushing themselves for that. You know, so it's hard to find people to believe in what I'm doing. But I know it's there, and, you know, we're able to do stuff, and it's cool. You know, we got good people behind us and all, and that's great. But, you know, it's just that what you just said, Milo, about that, like, inside thing. You know, at least here is pretty cool. I work with some great people here, and some people are there, but a lot of people here just want to kind of do, I'm just going to make that money, this, that, and the third. Nothing against that. I did that for 2 years. You know, I got nothing against that. So I agree with you on that artist thing, man.
But yes. There's lots of great musicians, great talent. But an artist is something different. An artist is somebody who creates their own shit. They're saying, look, this is who I am. This is who I am. I'm writing it. I'm expressing it because I have to. There's lots of talent out there. There's lots of stars out there. There's lots of people that people are listening to and whatever. But, you know, that doesn't make them artists, man. And I don't mean to insult anybody, but it's the truth. Hey, and I want to change.
I understand what you're saying.
Speaking of artists,
yes,
I know you read this book, but I just want your opinion on it. What did you think, Shyn?
Oh, woo! I mean, well, boy.
Let's dig deep. Let's go.
You know, maybe it's because, you know,
I know that's like one of your main man.
I think, I think anyone who has known me has known that Sly and the Family Stone have been my central inspiration forever. And I mean, I know close to everything about them. It wasn't bad. I always feel like they just haven't really, they're not getting into the music. You know, they're concerned about all these other things. It's like, tell me how Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself came about. I mean, that's a staple of a song. There's no other song like it. And I just never, ever felt that people who do something on Sly, they're not getting into like just, oh God. It was okay. Let me just be, it was okay.
But
I was glad that somebody did the book, but it wasn't phenomenal.
Okay.
You know, but it was good that somebody got him talking.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Was it not his voice? Was he not telling his stories, or?
I think it depends on who's asking the questions.
Okay.
Like, I listen to Questlove. I've heard Questlove interview a lot of people, and his interviews are good because his questions are very pertinent, and they're going places that usually wouldn't go, you know, that other people wouldn't usually go. But in this instance, I mean, I think his name is on the book, but it's another author, right? It's somebody else who did the research.
Ben.
I think Questlove did the forward.
Forward by Questlove.
Right. I mean,
Forward by Questlove.
Right. So maybe Questlove just approved it, but I think it's okay.
Okay.
You know, and here's the thing for me. Sly and the Family Stone have always, for me, been about the group. Mm-hmm. They were so unique. Here's a band that you had that were blacks and whites, women and men. Mm-hmm. That was an original. Doing music that was so singable, so memorable, and you had 4 lead vocalists in there. That's the group that you have to talk about. I love Sly.
And the social
I respect
aspect
Sly.
of it.
And the what?
They were an advocate for social change. Their music and their words. Yes. Stand.
But you got to talk. Yeah, but you got to talk about Larry. You got to talk about Freddie, Greg, Jerry, Cynthia, and who am I not mentioning? Maybe Rose. But you got to talk about all of them as a group. I want to know about all of them. That was a genius band. You know? So yeah, I know a lot about Sly. We know what Sly can do. We knew he was a leader. We knew he was a great distributor of music to people. You could feel the love through his songs that he felt for his bandmates. But when people write about him, they tend to separate the band from him. And for me, they are a package. You can't write about the Beatles, write about one without the other. And that's the problem I have with when they write about Sly. Now, I'm looking forward to this new movie that, or documentary that Questlove is coming up with. I can only hope he does a really great job. But
on Sly?
Yeah. What? There's one coming up on February something on Hulu. He had been working on the documentary for quite a while since he did Summer Soul.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
You know, everyone thought that went really well. So he was tapped to do this. So I really hope he gets in there. You know, I want to know about material that's probably unreleased that could have been a hit. You know, we just have to get in the mind of him and the band. I want to know the dynamic. I want to know what was rehearsal like between them? What was it like in the studio? These are the things I want to know. I want to be there in the room, that kind of thing. So I was glad I bought the book right away, and I was glad that somebody got him to speak, which is probably has been one of the hardest things for anyone to do. I mean, Prince couldn't even get Sly to record, so you know how difficult it was. You know, it's probably the one thing that Jesse Johnson had over Prince is that I got to record Sly. That's a big deal. You know. So anyway, I hope I'm answering your question.
No. I appreciate your take on it, man. I definitely wanted to hear your thoughts. You know, knowing how I know you feel about Sly and Family Stone. So yeah, I don't disagree.
You know, it's in my library.
Once he went out,
it's good to have.
Yeah,
I think once he went out with George, it was the beginning of the end, in a sad kind of way. And not that he wasn't a legend, and not that everything he did wasn't, you know, like on the Mount Rushmore. It was more of, well, I'm kind of like, you know, he's on the Mount Rushmore. So I thought, I was like, well, he's just going to go out and just retire and just, you know. But then, you know, when him and George got together, I ain't going to go into all the details. You know, they put out some music, but they were experiencing life, let's just say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of it was it really feeding the spiritual side of music that they, you know, had always did.
Yeah.
But that's why I kind of felt bad. I was like, oh man, you know. But see, I listen to Sly. When I think of Sly, I think of Stan and him stomping around in Woodstock. You know, I think of him that way because that's what gave me inspiration. I was like, look at this boom, boom. I was like, yo, I was like in junior high school, I was like, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta do that. They just,
you know, sometimes I suspect
I gotta do that.
So sometimes I suspect that I don't think Sly really knew how good he was. I think he wanted to get a band together, but I don't think he knew or expected to rise to that kind of prominence. And we've seen in the last 30 years through documentaries, since they used to have Behind the Music on VH1 or whatever, we've seen what musicians, the life of a musician, especially a musician who's in the business, we've come to learn is tough. And it can be evil, and it can be it can just depressing. It is not the glamour. Yeah, it's not the glamour that I grew up thinking it was. Maurice White wasn't trying to chase Leroy Bonner, the Ohio players, down with a gun. It wasn't like hip hop, but still, it was a tough business. And Sly was one of the first musicians and black musicians to become a rock star, to have everything at his whim, to get serious advances. And then here you are, just people just handing you drugs whenever you want. And you don't know what this drug is going to do for you, because all of this is new. LSD and all of that was like new. It was part of the hippie movement. Nobody knew what it was going to do to you. And for some of us, we don't survive it. Some people do it for a long time, get through it. Keith Richards, through it. Ike Turner, through it. Unfortunately, Sly, it just attacks people differently. Some people just can't get away from it. They get on it, and that's it. And that's unfortunate. And I think it ruined the pure talent that he didn't know that he had. He probably just thought, I'm a regular guy who's lucky.
The people forget that, like you said, Shyn Digg so eloquently, they got to remember all the band members, because Sly actually spurned and spawned Graham Central Station. Yeah. So you had that part of Sly that Larry was doing with him come and be Graham Central Station. Yeah. And people forget that. And I get so upset when people say, okay, I was like, yo, no, he was with Sly. Then he came and did that. Because some of us aren't
there'd be no Graham Central Station if there was no Sly.
Kids. They don't even know Sly. I was like, yo, and then they hear it. They're like, oh, yeah. And I was like, yo, now Graham Central Station, it was a progression. Now, to me, just to me, Graham Central Station was Sly and the Family Stone without Sly that Larry envisioned. Like, imagine taking Sly and putting him with Graham Central Station. That's what Larry, I think, was thinking. Now, I'm sure he dug Sly and the Family Stone, but he said, listen, I'm taking my musicians up a notch to do so I can do a notch. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because his music was more bass driven.
What would that have been like? I was like, man, I can't imagine Slide with them. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Mark,
a lot of could have been.
Yeah. But you're right about that. We got one more we're going to show, Shyn Digg. We're going to go to 2 o'clock. Man, today's been like, yo, this is part 1. Okay, we're going to have part 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the beginning of the documentary.
We got to have the one with the release of the trifecta right there.
Yep.
Oh, for sure. No, this is the beginning of something special. 2025. I got some things cleared out of my life. My chakras are right again. My mind is right. I'm able to focus now and really, really do things like this. To keep us all connected. And of course, God is going to do the rest, man. I put it all in God's hands. Mark, get that one that Shyn Digg got that song. But so last thoughts, and I'm gonna make this really, really quick. Babylon is falling. We're gonna spend about 5 minutes on this. We know Babylon is falling hard, right? And we're seeing it. And I keep telling people, listen, hang tight, because they're gonna come home to independent musicians just like they always have. We've always been here. We've always been the backbone. We've always been holding the torch like, yo, we got you. When all else fails, and it happened before, we've seen it, the independent artists be like, we've been here all along.
Yeah.
Because now you've been idolizing and worshiping all of these demons and devils, this, that, and the third. And we like, yo, we just trying to scratch out a decent living, we ain't about like all of that stuff. So God is fixing some stuff. He had this on his agenda for a long time. He told me, he said, listen, it's going to happen like this. I got to expose these clowns first before we can now say, hey, we've been here all along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a little history, but we ain't doing that. Your thoughts.
Go ahead, Milo.
Oh man, I'm hoping you're gonna play Changes.
He's focused on the music. I don't know what Mark is gonna play. Whatever he plays.
Because that's right. Yeah, right. What we're talking about.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's there's so much going on. I'm surprised that Christian fundamentalists aren't running wild saying God is coming for his world. They only do it when there's no threat. But when it seems like a threat, everybody keeps quiet. I mean, if there was a rapture, we wouldn't recognize it. We wouldn't. Because we expect it to come in what's that?
Fake news.
We expect it to come in a certain way. But we could be, and we don't realize the very demons that we fear are the ones that are in our society. The ones that we take a chance on becoming because we leave certain things behind, certain traditions. We blur the lines of what is right and wrong. And we've taken so-called freedom to a heights of like, well, no accountability, no consequence. I can just do whatever I want. And that's not freedom. You know what I mean? And I think we are really, or have been, tasting a bit of that. And as a result, we are all hurting. Some of us may not be the ones causing it, but we are the result of what is going on. And that's what we're seeing. In LA, it's fire and earthquake. And down south, it's flooding. You know what I mean? It's like, is it karma? Is it our angry ancestors? There's something wrong. The equation is not coming up with the right answer. And I can only hope that the future generations are way smarter than we are. Because it's going to take a bunch of future seeds to see things differently. Because I think with the internet and just knowing too much, there's so much destruction going on. We don't know how to use it. We're misusing it like we misuse anything that comes into our hands that could be a gift. AI is the new lie because we can manipulate and change anything the way we want to fool others, to change history. So us three just sitting in our living rooms or whatever, we just have to sit around and see what's going on and hold on to our own sense of what is right and wrong and not cave.
Yep.
Well said. Well said. It's like Milo said before on the cave wall, we putting our little imprint in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mark, that's the one. Changes, yeah. So
oh, you found it? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then, once we get that queued up, I'm gonna let Mark come on for a minute, and we're gonna go out with changes. But I'm gonna let Mark come on for a minute because I know he's got some questions to ask you guys or a little chat. You guys have been very, very gracious, sparing your time today. It's been an amazing show, and we're gonna rerun it again at 6. We're running it again at 12. You guys take it and feel free to do whatever you like, cut it, chop it, whatever.
Thanks,
it's perfectly fine because I put these out for us, our benefit. And then, so our fans can be like, yo, they're actually, collaborating on some shit. Yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. Thank you, sir. So Mark, pop on for a minute, man. I know you wanna. Yeah, there you go. There's my dog. What's up, man?
Mr. Mark. How are you,
Glad to
sir?
see you both. Glad to see both of y'all.
Extraordinaire.
Y'all have been dropping all kinds of knowledge. I've been sitting back here just enjoying the conversation and everything like that, and everything along
Let
those
me
lines.
set you up first. Wait, Mark, let me set you up first. Producer extraordinaire and also
Yes.
published author, recently
Oh,
published. Yes, yes. Let
Say
me set you up,
what?
bro.
Yeah.
Let me give you your flowers, bro. Yes,
yes.
Mr. Mark Lee, my producer, is a
Tell us
published
about it.
author.
Tell us about it.
Yes,
What's the book
Mark
about?
Lee. There
Yeah.
you go.
No problem. I'll tell y'all about the book. It's actually a one of those anthologies where you're actually talking about with various authors. So it's about 50 of us. The book is called Voice Your Vibe. My good friend Brian Showman, who's actually out in Florida but was originally in California, published this book and is basically kind of came out of like your work, Milo Z. It came out of the pandemic because a group of us were finding things to do and we were using the internet as a way to communicate and all along those lines. So we wrote passages about how that had got us together. And one of the things that I wrote, and I told Zach this, is that, you know, we have our regular family, but we also have what I call in the book our soul family. So there are people that you are not connected to by blood, but you're connected to by the commonality that you have and everything along those lines. So that's what my passage was, how I had really reconnected. And I consider even you, Milo Z, and Shyn Digg part of that soul family that I was writing about, because there are people that during this time you really got to connect with, even though they don't have the same mother and father, because we've got like a creative mother and father that is all part of what we're all about and everything like that. So that's what the passage was
Yeah.
about. I'm glad that I'm now part and can call myself an international best-selling author, because the book did get that kind of
Oh,
recognition.
I gotta get that book. I gotta get that book.
Yes.
I'm
Put
getting
it
it.
up. Put it up. Put it
Yeah.
up. Put it up on the screen. Yeah.
I will have to get that book on screen, and I'll try to get that so y'all can get it. But it's on Amazon, and I will definitely
Please.
put it out there so y'all can see it and
Yes.
everything along those lines. I guess the question I was going to ask,
Oh,
and it actually plays into that and everything, is because I've had this conversation with Zach, and I kind of alluded to it in the chat and everything like that. But how, as artists and true artists, because I do consider both of y'all to be true artists, do you cope with the fact that a lot of times in the creative world there are a struggle between what the hobbyists want to do, because like I said, I've got some filmmakers here right now, and what the true creatives want to do. So how do you get that balance and act in your own work? Because I'm sure there are people in all of your bands, yourself including Zach, that are, you know, are not as devoted to the craft as you are.
There you go. That's a good one.
What's the question?
Go on, Milo.
How do you deal with that? How do you deal
He
with
was
that?
asking. He was saying, how do we distinguish people that are not quite as devoted and get them to be in our lane still, because they might not be as dedicated, kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you get them to be that, or how do you distinguish between the two?
How do you get them to be that?
Oh, I don't think you can, man. They either got it in them, or they. You can't tell somebody you got to be more real. You know, they either are real and it's coming from a real place, and they have the knowledge of what they want to express. They have the knowledge of how they want to express it, or they're just doing it because it's fun, you know, and that's cool too. That's cool too. If you're having fun, knock yourself out, you know. But you could be just rehashing some generic stuff, you know. How do you get them to be more real? It's if they want to be more real, right?
Yeah.
If they want to be more real, then they might listen to you. If they're even asking, how do I be more real? I don't find many people like that.
True.
Same.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, exactly. If I could ask just one quick follow-up question, because Shyn Digg and Milo, one of the things I love about y'all, and yeah, I'm the one that wanted to play in addition to Zach Trick, because I think that we're about to go into another trick bag as well, since that person's about to be in office in a few more days and everything. But how important do you think it is for artists to be change agents and to be advocates for change and to be part of the social justice movement and all along those lines? Because when I hear your songs, I hear a lot of political commentary.
Well,
and that's what both of you.
It is highly important. I think I grew up in a time, I think one of the things that made me help me maintain music is that I grew up in a time when people spoke about the things around them. Love songs were love songs. in the 60s, there were so many songs that dealt with, the social and political atmosphere, and it hasn't changed. And it's another weapon. As Jimmy said, Jimi Hendrix said, we're walking down the street with guitars instead of guns. And it's what people like Milo and myself and others do. The people who it really it's weighed on us, that we feel, I don't know if we feel a responsibility or it's just a natural drive, but it's like, it can't be frivolous. Music for us cannot be frivolous. It's got to say something. And it's it's a way of having a voice. It's a way of being a part of the discussion. Sometimes you may not be invited to the discussion, but a song gets invited. A song will be heard. And you got to spend time and just find a way to, I don't care about who's got a big butt. I don't care about how I can get down with it. What matters to me is like whether it's Black Lives Matter or the song kind of changes or whatever it may be, abuse, anything. Find a way to put it. If you're a musician and you have a way to do it, it matters. We're not living in times where we can just waste a lot of times on crap. That's the army that we have to build so that people listen. And that's why in a lot of cases, music, they try to kill music or kill the importance of music and fill it with a whole bunch of bullshit. How many times can I hear about the guy on the corner selling drugs? I don't care. It's not positive. So it really depends. And like Milo said, you can encourage, you can try your best. It's like telling somebody you got to stop taking heroin because it's not good for you. If they don't want to stop, they're not going to stop. So trying to get somebody to do that, it's tough. So what you can do is you align yourself with people who want to do the same thing you're doing and hopefully become one astronomical, massive voice.
That's so piggyback. And those people, like who are doing that type of material, music, or whatever, like, and it's so cliche and so just nothing new and nothing positive, and it's about nothing. They're laughing at us, being like, "You're trying to be an artist with your broke ass, blah 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 blah." And I'm getting all this money and all these streams and all this, adulation. Great, you're putting out crap, but I don't view you as an artist. I view you as somebody who's out there to make money. And hey, if that's your game, if you're working the game, then that's what you're doing. But don't claim to be an artist. Just claim to be. I'm playing the game to get money, to get popularity, to get likes. Blah blah blah.
Got to make that paper.
Clickbait. Say something outrageous or but or just something that everybody has said already before. But like I said, that does not make you an artist. If you just regurgitating what a million other guys have done, and it's no different. You just got more tattoos on your face or whatever.
Let me piggyback on that for 1 second, because I was going to say, I think from a spiritual point of view, since harmony, everybody knows about the notes and how mathematically spiritual we all line up down here on this planet. Like birds, God made birds to sing. So, an elephant can't sing like that. But God was like, yo, you're the animal that's going to do this and give my voice to the universe on your planet. That's what we are. We're actually, God chose us to do this. He will always provide, but we're chosen not to be better or worse, but specifically just to do this, because no matter what era it was, there will always be artists writing songs about the political landscape, because that's just who we are. We're never going to, I mean, yeah, I write silly songs too, but then I write the serious stuff. But then we're never going to be able to ignore that.
Yeah.
You know, we can't ignore that, because that's our DNA, and that comes straight from the kingdom of heaven. So, to answer Mark's question, I can't get people's personality, mind, and give it to them. I just got to fill the gaps when they're on stage while we doing it. That's it.
One artist I've been getting into a lot lately, or reconnecting, is Nina Simone, because she was just so brave. I mean, Mississippi, goddamn, and for women. That song I was just digging on. That. Oh my God! Even Jay-Z, he sampled that when he was like, he did the song. What's it called? Sambo or something. He did that song, and he took Nina Simone's "For Women." That's what he sampled, and he did a good job. He did a good job. But she was just fearless, man. And she, watched some interviews with her. Like, it hurt her career. It hurt.
What I love is that when she speaks, you can hear the struggle in her voice. You can hear everything. Her tone is a representation of everything she's gone through. It's like listening to the author Baldwin speak. But with her, there's something that just, it pulls. It's almost like it pulls back from way before she was born.
Jasmine Kelly, and we actually did a Nina Simone tribute about 3 years ago.
Yeah, about 3 years ago and everything. And just really quickly, because I know we're wrapping up and everything, Zach. Milo, you asked me the question because I just had an inspirational idea and everything along those lines, because I agree that y'all need to be a documentary and everything like that. But there are a number of anthology books out there, and I know that Zach and you are all tied to the funk music community. So this is that book that I was referring to. It's called Voice Your Vibe, and it's about being the authentic you and all along those lines, and being true and authentic and everything. But that's the title of the book that I have a chapter in and everything. But I think y'all need to create a funk anthology book. So I think y'all need to create a funk anthology book as well. So that was my idea, that while y'all are making that documentary, we need to get a book of living funk legends that are writing their stories and maybe sharing it in a chapter where everybody's on there, whether it's Joe Keys or whether it's the two of you or whether it's a number of others that I know that have been on this show. And of course, I know that Zach is tied to Booty and everything, but I think there are enough living legends that y'all could actually tell the story of what's going on in this space, time and space. So I just wanted to throw that out there to you, since I now have experience in this kind of lane.
Cool.
Congratulations, bro. Yo, so last words. I'm just grateful that we were able to just do this today. Part 1 of a 3-part series with these brothers. Gonna be coming up periodically, and then we're gonna get behind the curtains and do what we do with the music. So that's all I'm gonna say, because this has been a blessing. Thank everybody for tuning in. Funk from the Front Seat. Every Saturday, 12 o'clock. My producer, Mr. Markley, great job today. I'm going to give Milo and Digg the floor so they can do what they do, and we're going to get out of here on this track right here.
Just wanted to say thanks, Zach, man. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for hitting me up. Unexpected pleasure. When I heard that Shindig was going to be on it, I was like, yes, I want to be involved, because I really haven't had like a long extensive conversation with Shindig in a minute, and it just I knew it would just be a great experience and a great to reconnect with my brother and stuff. So thank you for hitting me up, and it's great. That's all.
I always enjoy this platform, man. All I can say is that I could do this every day, all day, just hanging with musicians and just talking about music all day, every day. It's the one thing that I miss after leaving New York, and that's why I try to come down as often as I can. So anytime, an opportunity like this comes up, and I really thank you so much, Zach, for presenting it to us, is, of just being able to just sit here and just talk about it, talk about with people that it matters to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so so and like as Milo said, being able to do this with him, I could sit around. I wish there was a place that we could go to periodically once a month. I was a bar, whatever, and sit down and just have a round table and just kick it.
Yep.
Just
well, if
music.
We can't do it in person. We do it here.
Yeah, that's right. That this is what technology gives us the edge. And you know, being funk soldiers that we are, we still in this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of brothers and sisters they couldn't keep up. Wasn't that they didn't try. They just couldn't. I seen it myself. I was like, you got to do this, this, and this. And it was like social media. I was like, well, yo, this is what it is now. And I love them myself, but they're like, I can't fuck with social media. I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you because this is where we are. Yo, Mark, run that track, man. It's been a great show. Thank you. And shout out to Cindy. Thank you for getting up early on the West Coast. You're one of my favorite fans out there, man. I love you guys really, man. Run it, Mark. Let's get out of here, bro. Crank up the car. Let's go to New York. Can you turn the volume up? Can you turn the volume up more?
Same old love, same old fall, same old complaint, same old fall, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. Changes your age of Aquarius.
Technical difficulties. Anxious.
Same old way to love, same old job, same old paycheck, same old boss, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. Same old friendship, same old talk, same old neighbor, same old home, same old, same old, same old, same old mom, same old same old song, same old, same old, same old, same old. Changes, such a relief of it all. Same old love, same old fall. Changes, such a relief of it all. Same old wake up, same old job. Change when interlinks we are called. Same old friendship, same old talk. Change, change.
Love that track, man.
Thanks, man.
There you have it. There you have it.
It wasn't pumping up the as clear as
the channels weren't.
Yeah, we were having technical difficulties.
But that track is fire, man.
Yeah, we were having technical. I apologize. We were having technical difficulties back there.
No problem.
Sometimes
man.
with
StreamYard,
they do things that we can't really do on the fly. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, man. And we're gonna do this real soon. We should start a private thread. Milo, I need your cell number
No, you got it. You texted me. No, you texted me.
Oh, I did. So I got it. So we got each other's shit. I know I got yours. So we'll start a thread, man. So we can start get to work on this new stuff. I'm excited, man. And you guys have been a real class act, real gentlemen, real pioneers in the business, on the highest level of the Mount Rushmore. You know, much respect. To all the people out there watching, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'll see y'all next Saturday. Y'all have a great day. Mark, let's get out of here.
Good to see you, Miles.
Great to see you, Milo. Man. Great talking to you, man. Let's get that track done in 2025.
Yes, absolutely. You got it. All right, everyone. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Hey, yo, man, what time is it? You know what time it is, man. 2 a.m.? Yeah, man. Man, you know what? What's that? It's 8:46, bro. Wow, that's deep. Yeah, you know what time that is. Yeah, man. Nappy head? Yo. Funk Army. What's up? Stand up. Get in line, y'all. Yo, Funk, drop that beat. You know what we gotta do. Yeah, man. We bringing this funk just for you. Repeat after me. Say, you don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, you don't, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. You don't have to be the best, just gotta outlast the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. I'ma say that again for you. United we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Here we go, y'all. Now let me tell you a little story about United We Stand. It says we're gonna funk across this funkless land. We gon' stand and let our voices be heard. We ain't gonna let nobody stop us from spreading the spiritual word. The ruthless corporate greedy don't give a damn about the needies. We need everybody in the house to join us on this one, alright? Y'all say, united we stand, divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Are y'all out there? You feeling me? United we stand, come on, y'all. Divided we fall. Should our backs ever be against the wall, we'll be together until the jam is done. Yeah. Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. United we stand, divided we fall. Funkin' with the poor people most of all, as they poison our mind with food control. Third eye is wise, sacrifice. Wake up and see what they doing to you and me. Keeping a separate product of Illuminati, like the jail cell did my boss John Gotti. Dirty politics and high-priced prostitution reside in all the important positions. Just look around at the injustice in the world. Some forced to live in a deplorable conditions. Watch us, watch what we do. This rap is coming up. just for you. So sit back, relax, check out our funk codes. The nappy hip hop army always bumping in your trunk. Twitter, tweet, tick-tock. The ruthless corporate greedies don't give a damn about the needies. A movement, genocide and homicide is happening all around.